Zain and MJ, welcome to the podcast, ladies and gents. The Little Potty. Not that we do a regular, just standalone podcast very often at all.
You know what it reminds me of? How we started 2024.
Which is very convenient because this is 2024 in
Wrapped.
a year in review.
Yeah.
Wrapped. There you go, 2024 wrapped.
We do podcast rap, not Spotify rap. It's better. We have no AI people talking.
You know what I realized? We forgot to do a little video for our Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, no.
That came to other emails, but we never got it until like.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
I didn't receive that. I didn't know that. That would be kind
And
of cool.
like I saw it like a week later. I was like, "Oops, whoopsies." So
That's
sorry,
sad.
top listeners.
Well,
Which is
the
probably
whole...
you. Can we talk about that? How you came up, our own podcast came up in your Spotify Wrapped as number
I
2.
listen back to the podcast every Friday, well, Saturday, normally when the podcast came out, so that I could listen back to see what we did for the show and see where we can improve on and where I could mostly improve on, because that's all I really cared about was my performance. Whether you care about your own
And then I
performance
get yelled
is up
at
to
for
you.
not listening to it as well. Like he's
Well,
like,
I said-
"Why is
no,
it not showing up
I
in
don't
your
even
app?"
listen to it, and I make it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Is that
real.
concerning?
You've only ever made 2 episodes.
And I don't even listen back to it.
Listen
I don't
to it.
expect you to. If you want to improve, that's how you improve, is listen back to yourself.
Thanks. You making me sound like a narcissist.
You are narcissistic.
It's
Oh,
not.
if you decided you had to put a hat on as well,
I'll
Wally.
leave my head on.
Okay. Are you going to do backwards as well? It's going to do the backwards hat.
See, I
Wait,
would,
so we all have to have hats on?
I can't. You
Wait,
know I
can we-
can't though, right?
Can we change? Can we change the podcast name to
3 hats.
the 3 Hat Podcast?
But you know why I can't turn this hat around, right? Because when
Yeah.
I was in Otatahi, I wore this hat thinking, oh, it looked real nice. It's like a light grey hat. Didn't realize until after I bought it, it's got this big hole in the back for like a hair. What's it called? A hair tie? No.
Yeah,
ponytail.
ponytail.
Yeah. And now it looks dumb. Because
Yeah,
you
it
can
does.
see like my beard, not my beard hair, my
Your beard.
Can we also just say, nice haircut, nice cut, bro? It is that face. That face says it all. It was not a nice haircut. Did you get your money back, like Ayla said too?
No, they never reopened. They're on Christmas break now.
Oh.
I think they just knew it
Nah,
was
I
bad, so
think
they're
they
like,
have too many
nope.
complaints.
But like, that guy's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the whole point of this podcast, ladies and gents, is due to the fact that our radio show had a few mishaps and our server and radio studio died and we couldn't go to air. Not our fault. That was the HQ studio's fault. They had a virus and they died, so our little studios in Christchurch and Auckland couldn't connect to them for
See,
us to do the show.
I feel like this happens a lot with that station.
Mm-hmm. It does. Which is why.
I would use other words, but the boss might be listening, so I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
We can beep it
some
out.
hatred coming from MJ right there.
Very vicious.
So we decided to, instead of doing the show, because we had a great show planned for you, we decided to do a podcast so that you can still listen back to
Someone
all the
came
things
up
that
with
we
this
wanted to review.
amazing idea. He goes, oh, why don't we do a podcast? You know, that's less technical. I'm
It's-
like, wow,
No.
who's been
I
trying
said,
to
how
convince us
easy,
to do a podcast?
how easy would it be for us to do a podcast? We have to click
Yeah.
one button and it just works.
You know,
Oh, it's
I've been saying
been
that
so
like
good.
every time it fails. He goes, no, but I love pressing the radio buttons. I'm
I
like,
do. I like the music part. I like having the break. I like doing the music part, which is why we just stole a radio show, and which is why we switched from a radio show almost immediately after. We were a radio show originally in the United States of America at a radio station called Yummy Hits. This is the podcast. We can speak about anything that we want. We're at a radio station called Yummy Hits. Shout out to Yummy Hits. And I got very overwhelmed there. I'd been there for about a year and a half, and I
yeah, I
decided
think
that
you
it was
got quite burnt out because you're also doing stuff for the station that we're on now as well, and then you're also
plus
doing your
another
other.
radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're like,
Logic?
we need to drop one, but merge it.
I was at Anthems, which is Anthems,
Yeah.
in Otatahi Christchurch, 100.9 Christchurch's favourite
Plug.
throwbacks, as well as
Plug.
Yummy Hits. Yeah, plug right. Actually, I think it was. Yeah, I think I just started at Anthems as well, and then I was
No,
also
it was
doing.
Polestar, wasn't it? Oh, it
No.
just switched. I remember it
Just
just
switched.
switched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just switched.
We have Pulsar. Should
Yeah.
I pull up the Pulsar sign?
The Pulsar sign is in here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It is in here. Right. You got the
I'm
electrocuting headphones. Pulsar FM still hasn't moved out of the studio, just by the way, guys. It's been over a year, and they're still in here. They're still in here from over a year ago.
Should they have done it to my ear?
No, that's why I don't use those headphones, because these ones zap our heads every now and then. It's like,
Really?
you're doing bad radio, zap.
Zap.
Yeah.
Zane,
Uh,
Zane.
So I got really burnt out, so I decided that I'd leave him because I was leaving. That meant our show had to end there, that we'd only kind of
Didn't
just
really give me an
started
option,
two or
did
three
it?
months. Not really. So we decided to take a break. We took a month off. Like we did. We took like a month
We
and a bit
did.
off.
Yeah, we took the
And
whole
in-
December off.
And in that month, we talked about what we wanted to do, and we decided that we'd go off and do our own thing, and we'd do it
Mhm.
easy, like a podcast, and we'll just kind of be with
Wait,
that.
I remember how this went. I remember we were saying to the boss, being like, yeah, we'll come back in the new year. I went on my cruise, come back, our profile pictures changed like the full station brand, And then I get back, I'm like, oh, so we're staying there because you and I had private talks about leaving. And then once I get back, I remember you saying to the boss, look, we're out of here. I did not even hear a word of
I
that
can
conversation.
really hear
but
you breathing. Can I just say? Can you breathe quieter?
My throat is like closing up on me.
What are you allergic to?
Sleep.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds about right.
literally, he called
I
me
need
this
another Red
morning
Bull.
because we were about to plan the show. He's like,
Why were you like, I'm going to bed, it's 9 o'clock, guys, and like, then you're up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. I'm like,
It was actually 9 o'clock. I actually slept in like I never do.
Cool.
yeah. Anyway, we were planning together about the show, and he goes, I can't believe my throat is so sore.
Okay. So we decided that we would switch to a podcast and we'd keep the name, which was What's Dropping, because we didn't really want to change. So we did that.
Didn't really know where it was going by then.
We really didn't.
No.
I was up in Auckland, so we decided to film our first
4 day.
episode up there. And we did that, and then we came down here and we started doing the episodes, and then they were a good long pod. That was an hour-long
An
podcast
hour, yeah.
of just straight talking,
We
which
could've
was
done
hard.
talkback.
It was hard. Yeah, I am. Mike Hoskin, watch out.
And I really think at that point it was like 90% you because I barely could get a word in.
Exactly, and that's one of my things that I wanted to work on as a part of the show was that I could stop talking because I've only ever done solo hosting, which means I just always have to continue talking.
Plug for SCC radio.
No,
That was not solo.
true. Actually,
You did that with Will Floyd.
I did that with
Full
Will.
named.
I did that with someone else we won't mention because I don't like them anymore. Did that with a whole heap of other people as well. Shout out to the STC boys.
Black.
I know it wasn't great. Yeah, I know it wasn't great, and I was a dick then, and I apologize for being a dick then. But like, I've just quieter now. I just don't yell as much.
You know, see what I like
So
about being
he
on the other
doesn't
side of the
understand-
country.
He doesn't
is that I'm-
understand that I yelled a lot more than what I do
He
now.
was really bad.
I like how
He
I'm
would
on
yell
the
at
screen,
us when we were
and
doing
whenever I
all
get
the.
pissed with you guys, I can just close the screen, and you guys are
Exactly.
gone.
Yeah, so shout out to all those boys. And then, so we decided to do it, and we were doing the podcast for a while, and then I just was like, I remember I'd go out with my mates on Saturday evenings, right? I'd finish work at 5:30.
Get up.
Excuse me. No, I do not.
It,
What?
Ollie just got yelled at.
No, I didn't say anything. I used to go out. I used to go drinking on the town with my friends, and then stay at their place on Saturday night. We'd get home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, stay there, and I'd be up at like 8 to come in to do the rest of my Anthems show because I'd only ever record half of it. And then I'd finish that, and then at 10 o'clock, I'd jump into our podcast suite here at MediaWorks, and I'd do that podcast with you. And that was fun and all.
I remember
Talking
you
for
kept
an
getting burnt
hour.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that all the time now, though. Even with my new job, I still feel like
look,
I'm really burnt out.
You had, was it 6 months without a job, and you were like busy then, but you can't really figure out what you're doing. You're just doing like these.
I was
all these
always
bunch of
on the
jobs.
move. I
Yeah.
was always with someone. I was always trying to fix something. I was always working on myself a lot at that time. I was trying to like take time for myself, but also trying to work on this show, which I did a lot behind the scenes, and which a lot of it just now just doesn't make literally for nothing.
Okay.
Which is what happens a lot in the radio world. So you work on something and it's just for nothing. It just doesn't go to air. Nothing works.
Yeah.
And
You
it
know
can be
what
quite
also I've
frustrating.
noticed is like we're so busy now. Luckily we got Ollie. But
And that's why I think bringing Ollie in was why I tried so hard. I tried like for a month, say, to get you to come on. You're like, I'm too busy. I'm like, I need you, mate, because you're the only person that I know that will do this for free, and that actually knows how to do it as well. I'd have to show someone how to do everything else. Well, you actually know 90%.
all you have to
90%.
pay is like some what's it called? McBurgers? No.
Burger King. He buys
No.
it himself. He actually
Whopper.
pays me. He actually buys me things.
Really?
No, I told you to buy me Red Bull and I gave you my card, and you brought yourself and your girlfriend stuff.
Last 2 days, last two shows where you'd brought me stuff as well. You go, you want this?
Your
And
cheese
I'm
and
like,
crackers.
cheese and crackers, please. And like, yes. So I get the cheese and crackers. So like, he
I
pays me.
I pay him to be here.
It's a privilege to be in here.
Don't know about that.
I
This
don't
year
know.
has definitely changed a lot. Like we've started the start of the year we decided, look, we're gonna focus on Kiwi music and like the New Zealand format because last
we
year,
kind of just
2023,
didn't. We kind of didn't because all the artists that we wanted to get on our show were all Kiwis for a US station, so we just knew that wasn't going to work for us.
well, in 2023 we didn't interview any Kiwi artists, did we?
I think no, because we had, what was her name?
Maybe Lucy Gray.
No. There was another girl that we had on, and yeah, I got my feet up now. Yeah, there was another girl that we had on from America.
Oh, yes,
Excuse me.
yes.
Two of them.
Courtney.
No, another one before that. I forget
Yeah.
her name. Anyway, we had her on the show. Oh, sorry, I had her on the show. That was when I was doing the show.
Yeah, it was
solo, and
before
it
I
was-
joined.
Yeah. So that we did that, but then we decided that all of those artists that we were reaching out to were Kiwi artists, and they were saying yes, but it wasn't for the New Zealand format, which wasn't working for them.
No, because the format over there was really short. Like the breaks were like
30-second
30
breaks.
seconds to like a minute. It was like
Yeah.
so quick.
So
Not fast enough to get some good content out.
no, and
No.
that's where Kiwi content is great because it can be still fast paced, but also just longer.
Mm.
So we decided, well, yeah, screw that, we'll do our own podcast. We did a little bit of that, and then we just felt like the podcast wasn't very validating for those artists. It didn't do much for them, especially because the audience that we're going for, which is the younger people, don't listen to podcasts that much.
No, but then again with radio, you know.
But now we've added in that, and then we switched over to the
TikTok.
radio, which boosted us up quite a bit. A wee bit of validation in there, and that's when we switched over to Now Radio basically after like 3 months, I think, of doing the podcast.
What was it? It's got to
2
be
months.
March, I think. March
Yeah,
or
March.
April. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember talking to him in February about it. Bang, straight into doing a radio show. We got a little bit more rating in there because we became the #1 rating show on Now Radio, and then, you know, that sort of stuff. And then we kind of,
Are we still?
technically, yes. Yeah.
We're the only one that's on air at the moment.
Not in terms of consumption, but in
On
terms
air.
of listenership. We have
Yeah.
the highest peak of listeners for the period of time. Technically, Nights with
Stop
Blake.
yapping about statistics, but we know what you mean. We're better.
Yeah, technically Nights with Blake gets more listener length because he has 5 days to do it, 4 days to do it. We have only got 2 hours to do it. But anyway. So we did that, and that was quite good. And then MJ and I came up with the idea of doing TikTok Live, you know, and doing
At the
that.
start of the TikTok live, it was just like, why don't we do a radio show but on TikTok? So we play everything that goes to air on TikTok, including the music while cutting off our
But
mics.
you could see the cameras as well. But when
Yeah.
the mics were off, you just saw us and heard music, which wasn't very great for the TikTok listeners. They didn't like that. They're like, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We want to know what you're talking about.
It's not
Yeah.
good to keep their attention.
Yeah, so then we decided we'd do that. And that worked so good for us.
So good. Yeah.
I love doing that with the TikTok team. I mean, it means we always have to be talking. But even when we're not talking, people like comment and we talk to them and chat to them.
Definitely.
And it's
And I think it's
built
also
us up.
helped, you know, connect with our audience as well.
Yeah, we've built a little team like on like TikTok and stuff, like little followers and stuff like that who actually always tune into the show. Like
Always, and it's cool.
Shikana,
We've got
shout out to her,
Shikana, Chips.
always there. Yeah, Chips. Few others as well in there.
Jane Mary Fox. There's a
Jane
few
Mary
others
Fox,
there as well.
Bestie. Yeah, 100%. People coming in, and that's great. That's what we love about this show. Is doing it with these people. And when we're feeling shit, because like every job, there are days where you go, "Fuck, that just didn't work," and I feel so shit.
And you're like, oh,
Especially
okay.
MJ, because he's on the other side of the country and he's all
Yeah,
alone.
it's hard because I'm here in like my own studio alone. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And, you know, you think about all these people that we're actually affecting. It's not huge, but we're affecting those people's life. They tune
giving them
in to
2
talk
hours.
to us.
yeah, 2 hours of content just to watch on TikTok Live.
They tune in to actually hear us talk shit like,
It's
hey,
crazy.
that's weird. That's weird. So, like, that sort of stuff is what keeps us going and what we love about it. And then the Kiwi artists as well, because they see that interaction, they see us growing. They're like, oh, sweet. You're such a, it's a validated area. We want to, bang, we've got more people and higher people coming on.
How many artists do you think we've interviewed this year?
Sophie Maud, Flynn Adamson, Frankie Venter, Lucy Gray. We've had that lady from Australia. We had that lady from the US, so that's 6 there. We've had
UK? Lina Cooper? We had Lina Cooper from the UK.
Luna Cooper.
Pons?
Pons, yes. What's the other one from Christchurch? She does the
Emma
solo music
Rutherford.
from Emma Rutherford. There's 8
Lottie.
in there. Lottie, we've done Lottie as well.
Kenzie?
Kenzie, that's 11. Fuck, there's
Amber
way more.
Williams?
Yeah.
Sienna 10?
Yeah, I've talked about who that was the Australian one.
Yeah.
So we're up to 12. 12 artists that we've had on the show. That's
Frankie
one.
Venter, Sophie Maud. Yeah, those.
And then we've had multiple of some of those artists as well.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Wow. I didn't think it was that much.
No.
That's a lot of people. No wonder why we're struggling to find more people. And we have so many more people that we've discovered and that we're now following on Instagram that we can now DM and hopefully get them on the show as well.
Because I've been working on this little playlist for the summer of like full Kiwi music, you know, summer Kiwi music playlist. And I've been like having to go through our following and be like, whoa, we've actually communicated, talked to them, interviewed them, follow them and see their journey and adding them to the playlist. You know, that's quite incredible to see that we've discovered all these artists.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we've done really, really well with that. And that's what we really want to focus on going into 2025. We don't really know what we're going to do in 2025. We know that we want to do more of this, but we don't know how we want to do more of it. There's
Who
a few,
with? Yeah.
Yeah, or who with. There's a few different options that we want to try and explore, but we've always got our safety, which is just doing exactly what we've been doing for the last few months. And it's working-ish.
Somewhat.
Yeah, it's just the
There's
technology
room-
of one system that doesn't work.
And it's the problem with us not being physically located in our actual studio. And even me, who's not in the studio that I'm meant to be in the studio of, so I'm remoting into another studio, which remotes into another studio, which MJ remotes into me. So that's 4 different remotes, and it just doesn't work 90% of the time.
Yeah, and it gets glitchy. That's why the TikTok live is often glitchy. You can hear us before the video
Yeah,
works sometimes.
and it struggles. If we were doing a podcast, we'd just use one click and it'd be all good to go. Really.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. We want the radio because it's faster paced, it's more engaging, and it's more fun. It also gives artists more of a reason to come in to us.
Yeah.
Rather
And
than just
I
a
enjoy
podcast.
going out like with the artists, having them in the studio, doing those interviews as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we kind of have done in 2024. You know, we've done little bits and bobs. We've grown so much, might I add.
Definitely.
We went from flicking nothing to K followers on Instagram, and we got 13,000 views, something like that, on Instagram in the last 30 days, which for us, I mean, not be great for if you're a big giant person, but for us, put a minimal effort, getting a pretty good, decent bit out there. We keep saying to ourselves, and we do it often, we'll be like, right, we really want to focus down and get down, and we need to do this, and this, and we'll do it for like 10 days, and then we just stop. Because it gets busy. Because our lives
we'll
get
do
busy.
like quite a bit of social content, and then you just see it stop, and you're like, we know, like we're so busy we can't.
And the problem is, it is just been me and MJ for 2024. Most of it. Other than the last 4 weeks, which is when Ollie's come on board.
Yeah, which has been really good. We've appreciated you.
Yeah, so much. I mean, Ollie, you've been editing the podcast, which means I don't have to do that. You've been doing all the show planning as well, which means we don't have to do that. You've been helping organize other things, which means we don't have to do that, which is so good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We do. We really do appreciate it, Ollie.
Yeah.
So, like, choice. Pardon me. Sorry,
He's
podcast
gonna tell you
listeners.
off. He's told me off for breathing into the mic. You might need to back off as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Mike Hosking breakfast 6 minutes past 7. Literally what you're doing. Okay, so 2025. Don't actually know exactly how we're going to do things, but we know we want to do more Kiwi music. We want to do more of this. We want to be more consistent.
Also, a thing I would love to do is actually go to more Kiwi artists, like gigs and concerts as well. Like, I loved going to the Springboard tour with Frankie Venter, Max LA, and Cassie Henderson. That was incredible.
You went twice.
Twice, yeah. Auckland and Otatahi Christchurch as well.
Yeah, 100%. That was lucky you, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
And I didn't have to pay for both of them.
No, you honestly didn't, which is so good. Very lucky. And also, like, we've developed some great, like, personal things going into
Definitely.
2024 as well. Like, myself, 2024 started out pretty interesting for me. And then,
Yeah.
kind of just flipped. It was really high. I was on a, like, life high, if you know what I mean. Like, everything's going so good.
that's
And then it
nice.
just crashed down. It crashed down, honestly.
Me and EJ had the same idea there.
You guys think I'm someone that I'm not.
Anymore.
Anymore. He's a changed man.
I'm a changed man. I'm here for Jesus. Praise to Jesus. MJ don't agree with that.
I didn't say anything.
Nah, jokes. But now, like, personally myself, and, you know, I got myself a cool missus. Like,
Oh, yeah.
not sure
What
if
about that
anyone's
argument this
realised.
morning?
I'm not sure about anyone that was an argument.
Really?
It wasn't an argument.
Okay.
But, like,
Smackdown.
I've got myself a cool missus. If anyone hasn't put 2 and 2 together, producer Babe is my missus.
Should we get her on the podcast?
Babe, do you want to come on and say hi at all?
The
No.
sunny's on.
No.
Producer Babe. Producer Babe.
Your mic is on.
Say hi. Say it.
Can you show us the sunnies you got?
You want to show off your glasses? No?
No.
Okay, she's not filling up to it. That's okay. So we call her Producer Babe because it's kind of an inside joke that we've never had a producer, and then we just want
Yeah.
Producer Babe. Mama Kens as well, like having Mama
Definitely.
Kens, one of my best friends, soon to be roommate. Flatmate, not roommate. Flatmate.
Yeah.
That's I'm not sharing room. I fart too much for that. Too much garlic. So, like, that would be kind of, it's kind of cool to have her come on the show as well. These other characters and stuff that they've had, like Chicana and stuff like that in the show.
I
Personally,
really enjoy having our followers like on the show as well.
my favorite part about radio is the phone system. The
Yes,
buttons,
we love it.
pushing the buttons, and the phone system is my favorite part about radio. Screw everything else. No, you guys are
You mean
part
the
of it.
listeners? You appreciate them?
Sure. Well, the listeners are the phone. So, like, I have to have the listeners for the phone system, and I have to have you to make everything interesting. I've got to be able to take the piss out of someone. We're gonna
Wow.
play. We're gonna play some clips, right? And 99% of these is just us putting MJ through torture, or MJ coming up with weird stuff.
Can we just? Okay, I'm gonna prepare myself. Okay, one of the clips. If you're talking about the video that came up on my feed, I need some content. I need to explain.
Well, give us a name.
Okay, we're gonna do like one of them, which is putting MJ through one of his fears, which is height.
Okay, that recent one.
Literally starts off with him screaming. Have a listen to this, people.
Okay,
This is a few weeks ago.
so for that video, I actually had to turn it down because my screaming was so loud. It was breaking the microphone.
Literally,
like,
listen to
"Rah!"
this. Ready?
I don't know if you could hear it. So I was going down a huge inflatable slide.
Go watch it. On Instagram.
You're exaggerating it, buddy.
That video
Trust.
did really well. That torch
did.
show of yours did really well for us.
Thanks, that's not. If you got to go check it out though.
And then when we were in Auckland, we
Shameless
also did a video. We filmed a video doing the Dua Lipa ice cream hack, and we were
Yes.
like, we filmed it. We're like, this was rubbish. This is going to be horrible. I edited it up, and it's one of our favorite videos.
It
But
is.
also, like everyone who talked to us about our videos always mentions that one, that
It's
specific one.
interesting, hey?
It's the shittiest, one of the shittiest performing videos on our social media. But everyone who comes up to us goes, oh, "I saw that video of you doing the ice cream
ice cream.
reaction." Like that was really fun.
That
really weird.
day,
Like
I
here,
had to
I'll
run
play it
down
for
to
you.
the
Ready?
store. I had to go down this long driveway from the studio to the store,
Yeah.
grab these ice creams in the heat. They were melted by the time I got back to the studio.
Yeah. Olive oil. Hey, just listen to the video here.
Dua Lipa has MJ.
I just say my voice was way higher pitched as well. So is yours.
It's not mine, it's Dua's.
That's your voice in between.
That was a huge bottle of olive oil.
I got you a spoon. Do you want a big spoon or a little spoon?
this one.
Everyone comments on this by the big spoon, little spoon thing, and it's a joke that I didn't even intend to make about us spooning. If you know what I mean, it's what
Whoa,
everyone
whoa,
thinks.
whoa.
Big spoon.
Calm
That's what
down
everyone
there,
says.
buddy.
No, that's what everyone says. The big spoon, little spoon. Like, oh, Zain, you on to be the big spoon. Blah blah blah. Little spoon energy, MJ. That's what they say to me, and I didn't
Who
even make
says
that
that?
joke. I just like, we've
Yeah,
only
who
got one
says
little
that?
spoon.
Who says? But if I open up the comment section now,
I've had people come up to me and say that. Like, continue listening. Ready?
there's no
In our bowls.
none of them
Like
there.
No comments.
So we got oil. Yeah, I told you that previously.
That's all that we needed was a cap of olive oil.
Can I
And
be
for an
honest?
entire
This
thing.
was our first social video.
Sugar.
Yeah, we did really well for it though.
So okay,
I hope so. Otherwise, oh my god.
you're welcome.
Mix it in a wee
So
bit,
what?
obviously. But she's a bit soft. The ice cream, I mean.
That's a joke. I made that joke on purpose. That was one of our worst performing videos, but everyone mentions it to me. I don't know about you, MJ, but when they say, "Oh, I've seen your videos online. I saw that Dua Lipa one," it's quite funny.
Yeah, I remember.
It's one of my favorite videos.
Was it Frankie Venter or Lucy Gray who mentioned it to us quite a bit when we interviewed them the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, another one that we did was MJ's yeast infection.
Not mine, to be clear. Okay.
I have a listen
Okay.
to this one.
I need to put context behind this.
No.
No, context. I need context. So I was on Instagram late night, and this came up, and it said liked by Zain Taylor. So it gets recommended to me. In the video, that's cut off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Liked by Zain. I think I screamed a little bit.
Have a listen to this, everyone.
I have another yeast infection. You know what that means? It's time to start baking. So last time I had a yeast infection, I made cinnamon rolls out of it, and I ended up getting oral thrush. And I swore I would never bake with my yeast infection again. But that was a couple months ago, and I got to thinking, I'm pretty sure the reason I got oral thrush is because the sugar.
We're so stunned, even though we've heard this 1,000 times.
We're just shocked. Yeah. You should try it, Zain. You make me sound like the weird one, even though you liked it first.
I didn't. I don't know this video. Anyway, that was our yeast infection video.
No.
People
Not-
often comment on that one still, and
They
they're
still
like,
do,
What
yeah.
on earth is this?
It is crazy. You know, I've had a few people talk about that one
Yeah.
and be like, what is going on?
Are you okay, MJ? Is what I think I said in the
Yeah.
video. MJ
Yeah.
looking raggedy as well. Another MJ taken personality.
Raggedy. Thanks for that. Talking about being rude, hold on. Talking about being
Okay.
rude. Someone who just put on TikTok, I look raggedy. Thanks for that. I know it's Saturday morning, but like, thanks.
Who looks raggedy? Is it you that looks raggedy or me?
Me.
They
I
said you.
This was,
like,
what time was
wow.
it? 10 a.m.?
Yeah. It was like just before 10 o'clock, I think.
Yeah. Be real. When we did the 10 to 12 shift, I would get up.
We both got up 20 minutes
30?
before the shift.
Yeah.
Like the show started, which was not great for on air, because we
Well,
were
I'd
just...
plan the whole day before. I'd like have it planning done.
Or like sometimes you'd even get up early and plan beforehand. My camera's gone out of focus. There we go. I don't know if that's working. It doesn't look like it's working. I thought now, before we kind of start to wrap things up, we should get Kenzie on here just to chat about her as well. I'll give her a call. I don't know if she knows if
Definitely
we're going to
coming
be calling.
down to Christchurch. That was a cool experience to do.
That was one of my
the
favourite
show there.
parts as well.
Yeah,
So if
the
Kenzie
show
can
and
come on.
studio, that was cool. Mama Ken's gonna answer.
It's Jetty D at the moment.
Probably on date night.
Mama Kens, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Sup, Mama Kens? Welcome to the potty. The radio show just died. The servers, everything just died. So we're doing a podcast today.
Also known as Zain couldn't be bothered. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just decided to do a podcast year in review. And we decided to get you on as well because, you've been a pretty big part of the show as well this year. Helping us out with video content and all that sort of stuff while MJ was here in Christchurch. I mean, obviously co-hosting while MJ was on his second cruise.
Screw
Still
you.
not over that, are you?
I'm not. I'm jealous. I'm genuinely jealous of it.
Same.
Yeah. So, what were your 2024 goals? Let's go around the room. 2024 goals. What did you want to achieve in 2024, and did you achieve it? Her memory's not the greatest.
No.
MJ, did you have a 2024 goal?
Honestly, just continue the show. Honestly, I
think that was
a good
our
thing.
goal.
Yeah.
Both of our goals was to make this show bigger, and I think did we achieve that? I think we did achieve that.
We did. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, as bad as this sounds, probably one of my goals was probably being in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
That's valid.
You got out of an unhealthy one. You got into a healthy one. Good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Are you leaving us, Ollie?
Yeah, Ollie has to go.
Are you ditching out? Yeah, you can leave.
Ollie's
Yeah.
out of here. He's like, I've had enough of you guys.
I'm out.
See you next year.
Mother is yelling at me. I apparently have to cook when I get home.
Fun for you. I don't know how to cook.
You'll hear the fire alarms going off.
Ah, yes.
All the way from Rickerton. Whoa.
Wollaston.
Wollaston. One buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still doesn't know anywhere about Christchurch.
Also, I reached out
I
to
don't know anything
Couplins.
about Auckland, that's fair.
I sent an email to Couplins, to try to get them to come to Christ.
Yes, because your
Auckland.
one email is going to make them want to come, right?
I know,
Very
definitely.
important.
Very. We need a Copeland's up in Auckland.
We do.
We do. Or you just move to Christchurch. Just solve all your problems, MJ. It's just you moving to Christchurch will be solved.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Is
So-
there anything that you want to say to the team, or anything you want to say
Yeah, this
before
is
we
the
wrap
last
up
show of the year.
2025? This is the last show of the year.
I'm immensely proud of how you and MJ have done this year. You guys have done amazing, and you've got some great artists that have been on the show, and that have just taken off, like Frankie Venter.
I'm not going to say that we boosted it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. What does Zane keep saying?
I forget his name.
Listen.
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
It's okay, Kenzie.
Yeah.
You should stop being nice to me, because you're going to make me cry.
But it's things like that you guys have done so much better compared to last year. That I'm just immensely proud of the pair of you, of how hard you guys have worked and the amount of effort that you both put into it.
Can I just say, we started this show 2024, right? Really at Now Radio, the start of that show, I had a giant pimple on my nose. Now we're ending the show with MJ having a giant pimple on his
See?
face.
I told you not to bring that up. I was like, oh, he's gonna do it.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, Dylan
But
is currently writing on my window and he just put his cold, wet finger by my ear.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not-
yuck.
Yuck.
Oh, wet willy. Yum.
Whoa.
That's what it's called, a wet willy, is it not, Kenzie?
A wet willy, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you, producer Ollie. Everyone's got my back here in Christchurch. It's because
Interesting.
I run the show.
He's also been drawing interesting things on my window that I can show you.
Penises,
later.
probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Something Zain likes.
Somebody else too.
Ollie, calm
Ollie-
down, buddy.
Ollie,
I
you can
have
stay.
my girlfriend in the studio.
Doesn't mean you
What?
still can't like cock.
Ollie, again, this is a kids show.
Ollie, you can stay.
No, you're just off. Your mic's just off now. Your feed is down. We just can't. You're fired, I guess.
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
You don't
Right,
have to
thank you so
hide
much,
it, Zane.
Kenzie. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, 2025. Let's get 'em, bitches. Is what I have to say.
You talking
Yeah.
about Ollie or what?
Yeah,
Zane, you and I have some exciting news for 2025.
yeah.
Are you
I've already talked
expecting?
about this on the show. Oh, whoa.
You have?
I have just dropped hints. Moving in together. That's kind of what I've said. It wasn't a huge announcement, was it?
I didn't remember hearing you talk about it.
Well, you haven't listened to the show, that's why.
I have listened, thank you very much.
Well, we
Bye,
weren't on
Ollie.
air.
Maybe we went on there. I think it might have been on TikTok. Anyway, Mama Kens and I are getting a house together. We are moving out of home, kind of.
Well, sort of for Zayn, not really for me.
Well, your dad's moving out of your house, and you're just taking over the house, and I'm moving into that house as well.
Yeah.
So you're technically moving out of home, as you won't have your parents around, but you're also technically not moving anywhere.
Yeah.
You
Your
don't have to pack
parents
up anything.
your home.
Yeah, shouldn't it be around the other way?
I've kicked him out.
Yeah. Okay, Kenzie, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us in 2024. We look forward to having you on the show again 2025. Doing all sorts of fun stuff again.
Absolutely.
All right, ka kite ana. We'll have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Good night.
Be
Bye.
safe. 25, MJ, what are we going to do for us?
I might be back down Otatahi Christchurch. You mentioned that a few
Potential
times.
doing that, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm hoping we actually get to explore a bigger audience than what we're doing now. If you just, thinking along a little bit, hopefully.
The problem with us being 17-year-olds, basically, we are 17-year-olds working in the radio industry. We are literally having to build everything up from the ground ourselves. Now radio is a small online radio station that we've just fumbled ourselves onto, and we basically ran it for a few months here as well.
We did. You did it.
Yeah,
You did everything there. You gave it new imaging. You gave it a new playlist.
New system, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you use this charger, babe, and plug it in over there? And the problem is, like, I also work for a larger media company on the side as well. I work for a radio station called Anthems. This is the podcast we're allowed to name drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I work for a legitimate radio station, you could say. I guess it's because it's got an FM frequency. Not to diss on our radio or anything like that. Although I also managed to get us on said larger media companies' radio app,
true.
which was also a huge thing that they've been trying to do for years.
Well, yeah.
But I just clicked my fingers and got it done because I'm a genius. Pat my own back.
You mean you just know people?
I just happened to work. And we've been trying to get ourselves out there a bit more, grow ourselves, and we can't do that particularly largely where we are now, just because we can't get it. It's way harder to do everything off ourselves.
It is, and it's really hard to do a decent show and give to the potential companies, like, we're consistent in all this, because sometimes when we go to do it, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And that's our problem. And we want to stop that in 2025. We want to be consistency every single week, Friday, 6 p.m. And it will hurt, especially me who has to work that morning as well.
Because they've changed your hours again.
Yeah, they did. So, like, it's going to hurt. But we want to do it because we love you and we love music and we want to do bigger and better things to help Kiwi artists and to chat to more Kiwis around the country as well.
Definitely, and I hope we can continue to doing it, each week and not being interrupted by system failures, you know what I mean?
I think also the lack of us being able to have content in our brains all the time as well.
Yeah, definitely we've changed from being a pop culture show to being a Kiwi music based show.
And I think we've done that really well.
Yeah.
I like it.
We've done a change in the last month or so, which probably was not the best timing because music tends to wind down for that.
But we did it quietly. We didn't just make an announcement. We just
no.
quietly.
Which I guess it worked for us because we just like morphed into it.
Yeah.
And we're still able to do some pop culture stuff as well.
Yeah. All content's on the table at the moment, which is great. Yeah. 2025, we want more of you. We want more of us. We want more Kiwi music. We want to do more stuff in New Zealand, more traveling, more events. I mean, like, we've been throwing around the idea of doing a Kiwi Music Awards show, like doing something like, not technically official, but like maybe partnering up with some of the official chart companies and doing some stuff like that, and then doing a countdown show maybe.
Yeah, and just like having these relationships with bigger companies as well, such as, like the official charts here in New Zealand, just to boost the artists that are on the charts into the media,
Yeah, 100%. And I think we'll get there 2025. We've
Definitely.
come close, So close to 2024.
Yeah, there's been moments where we're like, oh, you know, we got it, and then
This could work.
we got
and
an
then
email
it's-
being like, oh, not just yet, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, if in doubt, Yummy Hits will always take us back.
exactly. You know,
Oh, the old roots starting there. And like, we also don't plan to like, in radio, you kind of see people just be a certain thing and they just do it forever. If you look at like John and Ben here in New Zealand, they've just been doing things together for literally their entire careers almost.
exactly. Yeah,
Jason Hoyt and all those people at Radio Hodaki, a lot of them have worked together for so long.
yeah. Matt Heath and Jeremy Wells,
they did that
just
for
finished
20
up.
What, 20 years? Something like that, almost?
Yeah, Carl and Jackie O.
Radio
They-
hosts, again, over in
20
Australia,
years.
they've just been doing that for about 20 years. You look at people like Sharon, she's stuck with The Edge for 20 years. She just
19
finished up.
years. Yeah,
Yeah, just
Just
finishing up
finished.
there.
it's crazy.
Yeah, JJ and Dom, think about that. They were on the Edge breakfast for so long. They got married, then
Divorced.
they separated.
But no, they're not divorced.
They're not
are they?
divorced. They're still technically married to each other. Now they own a company together.
Which is just down the street from the Edge.
Yeah, like they've literally not been able to be separated from each other at all their entire like careers almost.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's cool to see. And that's what that's what we'd like to build here. I mean, MJ hates my guts sometimes. And
Yeah.
ditto. Same.
Yeah.
But like that's what we want to build. We want to build that team. Zain and MJ. It's got a good ring to it.
Exactly. You even got we got shirts saying it, you know. You got your jacket.
Mine broke, but that's okay. I've got the jacket ZMJ there.
Yeah.
We want to build a strong brand. We want to build a brand for you, for Kiwis, for Gen Zs as well, because there's fucking nothing of it out there. Us Gen Zs are kind of been left behind, other than like some TikTokers.
Yeah. We want to be almost reintroducing Gen Z to radio
Mm.
in a way that it's different, it's unique, it's entertaining for Gen Z, rather than just being the same copy and paste format from the older generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at some people some stations have been doing the same thing for like 20 years.
And you're like,
literally.
whoa.
And that's like, you could see why they're not around as much anymore.
Yeah. Like there's a station in Miami that's
Big in America. You're right there.
that is
America, which is where we were, and why I originally joined with Yummy Hits was because they were doing something new for America. And the last time that happened, which was Z100 back in like the 90s, they were like, the 70s, something like that. They were like, bang, and then I've been the biggest thing ever since.
yeah,
back
the
then.
number one still.
And you can see that they've just been copied and pasted that, and they have done since Z100 for literally the entire country. Y100 is exactly the same now.
And exactly, Y100, that's what I was going to talk about. They've changed their whole brand now. It's now Y100.7. And they're focusing on FM, even though there's completely different talk anyway. iHeart's just released a brand new app version in the US where it's focusing on streaming. And so on your car, you can have presets of digital stations as well as FM. It's all in one. But I found it interesting how they released this whole digital app focused for in your car streaming, and Y100 goes rebrands Y100.7 FM.
Mm.
It's not even like the
And that's
focusing on streaming.
because Yummy Hits in that particular area.
Yeah.
Booming. And
Exactly.
going crazy.
They even did, community events just the other day.
These are the things I've been telling them to do since I joined. And it's just
Yeah,
one of the
and
reasons
they're
why I
doing it.
left, because they just didn't have the resources and time to do it at the time. But
But
now,
now
they've
they're doing
grown
it.
up a wee bit. And I was
Yeah.
just too impatient. I just didn't want to stick around for that part where I knew what they needed to do, but they just couldn't do it. Yummy Hits always hold a special... Like, people piss me off there. But I also love those people that
I
piss
wonder
me
if
off.
you'd ever go back. Because, like in the future, in the future,
Offer me a real job. Let
Yeah.
me have creative freedom. I'll do it.
isn't that what I got now? And you're just jealous about that?
Yeah, literally what you've got is what I fought for so long. And you
Yeah.
just took my job.
I
I thought you took my job, and then you got given everything that I asked for.
Yeah. They refused to give you the Instagram username? The login, I mean?
Yeah. That little things like that I just wanted to work on. And I would have, if I had got those things, I would have stuck. I would have been still there now. But I just didn't have
I'll just imagine how our show's changed, though, since you've left.
I mean, hey, if they want to offer me a job, I'll move over. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Because I would.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And it's interesting because they have seen how we're doing our show on New Zealand-based artists, and it's grown so much within the New Zealand community. They've even asked, could we do something like that for them? But the only problem is we don't know small upcoming American artists as well as we do for
I'm
Kiwi.
sure if we were over there and we spent
Yeah.
maybe 2 months planning and programming the show and actually organizing these things, we could launch and do the same thing over there
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
American artists. Because there's 1,000 times more of those people over
There
there
is.
than there is in Kiwi. Like, it'd be easier for us to do it over there.
It's just crazy, you know, amount of opportunities.
And again, I would do it. I would do it. I just have to have a job. I just have to actually get paid for it. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you
I
very
hope
much.
you enjoyed our radio chat.
It's very different to what we normally do. This is what me and MJ. This is just an insider to MJ
This
and
is
I's
our
phone
FaceTime.
calls. This is what
Yeah.
our FaceTimes are. Just literally chat, but we're now talking to you instead of talking to each other.
Because normally I just like either text him or FaceTime him and be like, oh, Carl and Jackie O, they've just been, you know, whatever on some station, you know?
And I'll be like, have a look at this new branding. Doesn't it look shit? Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
We
And
couldn't
MJ's always
even-
like, yeah, that's quite
Yeah.
funny. 2024, that has been great for us. We've enjoyed it. We've hated it. We've enjoyed it. But we are glad that it's over. Not
a
as
sense.
glad as what I was 2023 was over.
Yeah, you were burned out then.
I've done so much. I've grown so much.
It's going to be interesting next year.
I decided to do something that I didn't want to do, which was leave a small business, which I love so much, and go into the world of corporate. That hurt.
And you get
Struggling. Getting in there.
tired. Yeah.
I'm making new friends. I made so many more new friends. I got rid of all the old friends that just didn't do me well.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do for someone,
is.
you know?
It
Going
is
on a
hard.
personal night, getting rid of the people that just don't do it for you,
Mhm.
and getting new people that will do it for you and who like be there for you is what I struggle with. I didn't have anyone there other than MJ. And like, yeah. And I built a great friendship. I think you as well. You've done so much as well yourself. personally.
Exactly.
You've grown in personal growth. You've
Yeah.
become more open in yourself to everyone. Ayla, my girlfriend, producer babe, even said that she felt from when she first knew you via FaceTime, when you
Mhm.
guys met, you guys were hanging out on your own for bits as well. Like you've
Yeah,
grown
when I was down there.
comfortable and
Yeah.
you've opened up to us, what she said.
Good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Great personal growth.
Thanks. You know, and I think, you know, next year, definitely, the show will hopefully come back stronger, you know, more consistency, less issues.
2025, I want us to have a sponsor. That's one of my goals. Sponsorship, larger stations, or larger brand, I should say.
You know what I just realized?
What?
We said we'll come back on the 10th and I'm away on the 17th. Consistency.
That's
One
what I
week
mean.
Away. Yeah.
We might not come back on the 10th. We're saying that we come back on the 10th, but we'll make an announcement in January what we're actually going to be doing because we
Yeah.
don't know at the moment.
We may just be doing the same show that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Could be a little bit different, you know?
I feel like we should almost come back after the 17th. I'm now getting a phone call from someone. Where's my phone? On the ground.
Like, chucked it
Answer
everywhere.
it. Let's
Yeah, let's answer it live on the air.
Kia ora, Zain speaking. Who's this? Sorry, it's co-worker. Hold there 2 seconds. You should talk to them.
So he's on the phone to his co-worker. He's actually just been recontracted until July, which is huge. Congrats. Before he was like just scared that he was not going to get his contract renewed. Glad it got renewed, so I don't have to, you know, hear him complain again. No, but in all fairness, that is really good. He's got it renewed. He was actually the top salesperson at his work, which is good. But 2025, we're looking up. We're, you know, continuing on with our.
Can I
great
just say
show.
that was very distracting in my ears, you talking about me? Why are you talking about my other job? Why are you giving
Tell
them
me
the
to
gossip
continue-
about my...
okay,
Continue talking. Just this is dead air. That would have been really bad. Sorry,
Yeah,
I got the phone call from the other job. They need me. This is my problem is I'm the youngest at that place, literally in the entire company. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they need me the most. They need me the
Really?
most. Well, they just don't know how to do anything right now, and
Do you have to go back and?
I just said to them, they're like, "How do we do this?" I'm like, "Just do it. Just wait till tomorrow morning." Like I told you guys, just to leave everything until anyway.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right, ladies and gents, thank you very much for
See you
joining
in
us.
2025.
See you in 2025. We'll be back after this word
Bye.
from our sponsor.
Gloss and
Wait,
Glow.
we don't have one.
Gloss and Glow.